young composers these days. So the fact that they not only get the opportunity to write a piece, an opportunity to hear that piece, but an opportunity for that piece to be heard widely. Possibly they're the most heard, I think you made this point in the past, possibly they're the most heard Australian composers around once your pieces are heard in the foyers enough. You probably outrank those people that are actually got their pieces programmed. So it is a very important forum in the cultural musical landscape in Australia in general.
What made you decide to enter Fanfare?
Well, I thought it would be a really good learning experience, even if nothing came out of it. And it has been a great learning experience, so I'm very thankful for it.
Great. And now, Chrysilla is one of those young composers who's been lucky enough to hear her fanfare actually being used. Can you tell us a little bit about it? When was it and where?
I was out at the New South Wales Art Gallery. The Resonant concert series. It was very exciting. It was also very feeling knowing that my composition was played. That's the thing.
But you got some new fans, didn't you? Some people came up to you afterwards and said hello to you and wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, it was great. I got to meet a lot of great people.
And that's going to happen to all of you composers. When your music's played on stage, people will want to meet you. All right. Well, why don't we hand this over to James. James Little. Hello there.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Now, it's the same thing with you, James. James, you're one of the people who have heard your fanfare played. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, my fanfare was played last week at the art gallery as well. And yeah, so cool. Yeah, such a great experience. And then not only having it played, but coming up and having to talk about it. It's not really something I ever get to do. So that was a really good experience too. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now tell us what it's called.
My fanfare is called metacognition, which is a big word that means thinking about thinking. So with cognition being thinking and meta meaning literally above. So more specifically, that kind of means, it's a word used to describe how we as individuals and societies, how we think and analyze the way we evaluate things in everyday life, how we learn things. And so I thought, why not create a musical picture of thinking, kind of in a way its own form of metacognition. And I think, such a short piece of music would be perfect for that.
Great. What's the name of your fanfare?
The name of my fanfare is Melbourne Flourish, so it's based off Melbourne. And I use the word flourish to kind of mean multiple things. So there's fanfare, consequently, and the flourish of just Melbourne life and the flurry of all of it. Yeah.
Sounds good. Do you do much composing?
Yeah, well, I started when I was 6, but recently I haven't been able to as much because of VCE and school.
Oh,
But I wish I could do more.
What would you like to be writing? What kind of music?
Well, I think especially after this experience, more orchestral works.
Okay.
Yeah, but hopefully it's kind of hard to find an orchestra.
Well, the way to find an orchestra is to actually have a piece performed by an orchestra first. You can show other people in other orchestras, so you're well on your way.
Hopefully.
What was it like working with an orchestra?
Oh, it was out of this world. I'd never, of course, as I said, I've never worked with an orchestra before, so it was really surreal. And I kind of learned that even the smallest of things really count in the orchestra, like the trumpets going up an octave. It's just mind-blowing.
What's your fanfare called?
Fanfare?
Tell me, what did you have in mind when you were writing it?
It's sort of based off a rhythm from a piece that I played in a band, but all the harmonies and the melodic lines and stuff, that's all mine. I don't really know. Yeah.
That's all right. What kind of band is it?
It was a wind symphony.
Wind symphony,
Yeah.
right, okay. So are you a wind player yourself?
Yeah, I play trombone.
All right,
Yeah.
okay, so that's a running theme. Did we not hear from a trombonist earlier on? What kind of trombone do you play?
I just play tenor trombone.
Fantastic. Yeah. And do you play in an orchestra as well?
Not really. I do some camps where I play in orchestra, but yeah.
And how long have you been writing music?
Not sure.
That's all right. None of us can remember when we started, really. If it's the sort of thing you're born to do, you just have been doing it for a very long time, don't you think?
I guess.
What is a piece that you've written before this?
I wrote a piece just for trombone and piano. The rest have just been like piano and trombone, or just piano pieces.
Right.
This is the first piece that has been played properly.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And for you, what was it like working with an orchestra?
It was amazing. Hearing my piece being played by other people, not just me playing it, was amazing. Yeah.
And can you name one thing that you learned in this fanfare process?
What makes an effective fanfare?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and in a word, what makes an effective fanfare?
It's got to be catchy.
That's right. So we'll hear that. What are the instruments in your fanfare?
I think I've used the whole orchestra, but for some reason, except for the trombones.
That's right. I think there are other composers who compensated for that. And tell me, how did you write it? Did you write it at the piano? Do you play piano?
Yes, I do play piano. The main melody that I use for my fanfare, I came up with on the piano because I found it funny and catchy, and then I thought it would be a good attention-grabbing melody for the fanfare.
Well, that's great. And for you, what was it like working with a conductor?
Oh, very, very exciting because I found the orchestra could be a lot more sensitive to dynamics and expression than the computer playback I was used to, and the conductor.
Thank goodness for that, right?
And the conductor was very good at interpreting and helping to use dynamics to make the fanfare more effective.
Oh, that's great. And do you find, was it useful to go through the workshops that refined your fanfare?
Yes, definitely, because Nicholas Vines helped by showing us some other fanfares throughout history and helped us to learn what makes a good fanfare as well.
That sounds great. Okay, is there anything you want us to know about your fanfare before we hear it?
Not really, except it used to be in C major.
Uh-huh. And where have you traveled to get here today?
No, from the state actually. 500 kilometers, give or take.
Yeah, that's right. And tell us, what is your fanfare called?
The Horses Fanfare, which is kind of mainstream if you ask me.
Okay. By the way, why don't you face the audience with me, and we'll look at them while we speak. Now, tell me about the Horses Fanfare.
Well, it's very unoriginal, kind of, because I got the idea from Rossini's The William Tell Overture, as some people will figure out when they hear it. And I just entered the competition because I just thought, why not? And I didn't really have anything better to do, so. And I had no idea I'd win, so when I got the news, I was like, what?
And what did you expect would happen after you won?
No, I didn't really have it all planned out. I just let it happen, really.
Yeah. And so you had to adjust your schedule to include all the workshops and all the meetings?
Well, yeah, we didn't have that much going on at the time, so it was kind of easy.
That's great. That's great. Now tell me, what is your instrument?
Oh, I only get to have one.
Oh, well, now tell us about all your instruments then.
I play piano, guitar, the clarinet family, a recorder, and a few others I can't remember.
If I had that many, I wouldn't remember either. And but you couldn't fit them all into your fanfare, right?
No, some of them are contemporary
That's right.
kind of things.
So which instruments were you writing for the first time in your fanfare?
Oh, mainly, I was just mainly writing for the trumpets. The trumpets were supposed to be the highlight of the thing, and every other instrument was just supposed to be like the little things, like the trumpets were the cake, and the other instruments were just the decorations on top of it.
It's called Fanfare for Sydney.
Okay, is that because you live here?
Yeah, I do live in Sydney.
And are you studying music at the moment?
Yeah, I'm studying just up the road at the Sydney Conservatorium.
How's that experience?
Oh, it's really great. I've only just started, but
Yeah.
so far it's good.
Yeah. And are you studying composition?
Yeah, I'm doing composition.
Oh, great. And what are they making you write at the moment?
Currently I'm writing a piece of solo violin, and then next week we move on to the viola and slowly down the street section.
Yeah. That's what happens in a conservatorium. You build your experience. What is your own instrument?
I play the piano.
Okay, great. And are you accustomed to writing for these other instruments?
I have written for these instruments before, but not so much for the full orchestra together, them all together, so it's a new experience definitely writing for everything.
Yeah. Now, tell us what's the feature in your fanfare?
The feature of my fanfare is sort of right at the beginning. There's this little motif, and then everything from then on is built off of this motif, and everything is based around that motif.
Okay, right. Why did you enter the competition?
I just thought it'd be a great experience to hear some of my music performed by a full professional orchestra, youth orchestra.
And had you heard your music played like that before?
I'd heard smaller pieces by smaller ensembles, but not the same size of this piece.
Yeah. What was it like working with somebody like Toby Thatcher, the conductor?
It was really great getting feedback from him and hearing his thoughts on the piece on the day and just seeing how he interacted with the orchestra and works and music to get it to work in such a short amount of time that we had, it was really impressive.
And has it, altered or changed the way you write music?
It's definitely changed the way I think about writing orchestral music, because now I know that there is a much more of a difference between what you hear on the computer to what you hear in real life. So it's definitely helped my ear.
That's a running theme, isn't it? The computer doesn't make the same music as real instruments. All right, Callum, welcome. Where have you traveled from to get here?
From Perth.
Right, you've had the furthest to travel. Tell me, what are you studying at the moment?
Composition.
Composition,
Yeah.
right. And had you written for orchestra before?
I've written for orchestra many times, but I've never had anything actually performed by an orchestra, so this has been a very good step.
And so your previous compositions for orchestra, you've only heard them in your head?
On Sibelius, which is not good, as many of you will know.
Which is the computer software that some people have been talking about. And so what was the experience like working with a real orchestra, and has it altered the way you write?
It makes me trust my pieces a lot more, so I put a lot of more trust into what it's going to sound like. It makes me wonder, I don't even know if all the composers from the history of composing when there was no computers actually knew what their stuff was going to sound like. Maybe they did, but now I trust what it will sound like a lot more, and I write with pen and paper instead of Sibelius because I can hear it in my head and I think it will work. So
that's great. And what are you working on right now?
I'm actually working on a jazz violin concerto.
Right, because you know a jazz violinist?
I know a violinist who wants a jazz concerto, but there aren't many, so I'm writing on.
There's a lot of firsts for a lot of people. That's great.
Yeah.
Is there anything